everyone! Thanks for coming out! We're so excited to see you!
This is the best day ever!
What's up everyone, welcome to very exciting tutorial. This is Avis Wolf. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can use Adobe Firefly boards to make a 3D figure of yourself or any character that you have in your mind for making any kind of animation or motion design. For me, the music video from Pharrell Williams, Cash In Cash Out, was one of the astonishing music videos that I come across. This music video has been made in 2022, in June 14, and the music video is full of any kind of technique that you can even imagine. So in this website, the website called It's Nice That, and if you come to the website, you can read through how many techniques from VFX, CG's art, and all of the stuff that they made for this music video and how they become inspired for making Cash In Cash Out for Pharrell Williams music video, which is copyrighted by Columbia Records. So for me, what was really interesting was that how they went through making these characters for making this music video. Obviously, when we're talking about 2022, so it might be not so much AI working through this music video project, and I can imagine this music video should be probably cost $1 million for this producer for making this music video. And as you definitely can find a link on YouTube, you can see how creative is this project and how Pharrell Williams and the team have been worked through to making their idea come to the truth. It's amazing music video, definitely. There's a two aspect of technical in the music video of Cash In Cash Out, and I will come across it really fast. This is not the business of this video. Definitely we will talk about AI workflow, but I will just mention it to implement kind of all the things that you have to have through working with AI and AI workflow. Even if it's AI, even it's faster, it's kind of cheaper if you want to work with any kind of creative project, but it's really necessary that you implement a kind of really solid mind and mindset when you want to work with any kind of workflows which is coming across with AI work. So for music video of Cash In Cash Out, there's two main aspects. One of them is zeotropy animation technique, which has been adopted to more kind of modern style, and also the 3D style design that we will talk about it in this video mainly. Just to mention it, there is an article about it in Adobe website, as you can see, which is saying the zeotropy animation explanation on and the story of it and how was the idea. So the original idea was very popular in pre-film animation technique, originally developed it in 1813, which is almost 200 years ago, and it's become really popular during that time, and also even today many kids playing with kind of toys to have this form of illusion of carousel images that is coming across your eyes in a very fast pace that is making illusion of movement. So I just want to mention it because it is kind of fascinating, and I'm really interested about this kind of nerdy historical things. So now you know about it also, but not just this one, but also if we look closer at the article which is on the website of It's Nice That.com, you can see that they are aided in by the Toy Story sequences, which was a kind of reference and also ideation for making this music video. So by that, we have a kind of solid thing, I assume. So we will jump on the workflow itself, seeing how we can implement this type of technique in Adobe Firefly using Adobe Firefly boards. So here is the firefly.adobe.com, and if you move your mouse cursor to left side, you can see there's boards. I often use boards because it's giving me a lot of freedom to use and how I can work with my whole workflow rather than just focusing on one step. As you see, I have a lot of boards here, but my main focus is going to be working on 3D figure that is here. So this is the whole project. As you see, I keep it light. And here we have some references that we're talking about from Cash In Cash Out music video from Pharrell Williams. I mean, when you look like 21 Savage in this image, the figure is amazing. How they made it as a sculpture of collectible toys and how the texture is working. It's definitely work of art. There's no doubt about it. How they maintain all of the details and tattoos and, you know, the accessories he has, also how they come across creativity to work with different figures and different characters in this music video. But we just want to scroll them really fast to see a kind of inspiration. The lighting setup is quite different here, I should mention, because that's not my main focus. However, if we want to have the similar lighting setup, this is the image that I made in Firefly. We're going to be talking about every step of it and how you can make off something similar. But I just want to mention that if there was a concern to have similar lighting setup, I could make it as is, to have ring lights from left to right, blue, and also the yellowish color, which is casting lights on these two characters. But that was not my focus. Definitely the focus is the style of these figures and how you can make similar one. So this is from 21 Savage and Pharrell Williams music video, and here are some stills from Toy Story 2. Definitely one of my favorite movies. The 5 is out now, and I think it's going to be relevant for you if you are inspired by this amazing video from Pixar movies. So these are from the latest version of, if you can say latest, the most recent version of the Toy Stories 3s and 4s. And as you see in one of them, you have this Barbie figure and the male Barbie. I don't know what is the name of it. I was never playing with Barbie, definitely. But and here we have this Captain American form of concept of the toys. And details are really important here. As you can see, the attachment of each part of the character from here to there, also making the hair, how they work with the eyes. This is definitely work of art. There's no doubt. I don't want to underestimate how they work with this piece of art. Definitely, this is not my intention. And I know there's a lot of haters for AI. I'm not that one of the persons. And if you are, I really suggest that you can skip this video if you are thinking that it's going to be giving you opportunities. So definitely this video is for you. However, coming back to the subject, please. These are two references that we have here. So Pharrell Williams and also Toy Story. So our eyes are now full of these images. We saw them, we see them, we scan them, we see every part of it. We see how they have been worked with the lighting setups, with the figures, with colors, how it's vivid. So what I did for here was that this is a picture of me. They take it recently, and as you see, I lose a lot of weight, and my hairstyle is different now. But how you can start, it's totally depend on you. I use my picture as a reference, and it's just drag and drop. So you drag and drop your image into Firefly boards, and it can handle, I have to say that it can handle a decent amount of data all at once, even if your image is high quality. This image has been took with iPhone 15 Pro. I think that was a DNG maybe, if I remember right, the ProRes setup on my iPhone. And this is one of the pictures, and this is the other picture of myself in a mirror of elevator when I was out with my camera, with my shoulder bag, and also my accessory. So if we scan it from top to bottom, my caps, my watch, my clothes, my bag, my shirt, and also my sneaker. Here, same, my sneaker, my shirt, my watch, my hand wristband, my shirt, my sunglass and my hairstyle. So the result was kind of decent, I should say. I'm kind of happy with the result that I got here. There is a slightly differentiation between these two. The background is intentionally changed. So if you are wondering why the background is changed here, you can keep it as is. My idea was just to wipe through the style and atmosphere that is this for this style. So intentionally, I changed the background, and the only things that I can see which AI couldn't resist and keep as is was the short color, which is white here, and here's blue. But that's totally fine and totally okay, and I'm kind of happy with the texture of these images. Wherever you convert anything, if you are intending to make any kind of animation videos or movie or short videos or whatever you have in your mind for AI workflow, it is always good to have it in mind that you should have these character references, because character references are very crucial assets in making animation movies, regardless of what's your workflow, regardless what you are working with. So even if you are working with AI workflow, I highly recommend to use character references, because it's going to give you a lot of freehand through your working process, and you're going to be seeing it in the end of the video when we come across making these characters in a scene, in a different scene, to see the characters moving around. But it is not just this style, but I explore the same prompting, which I'm going to be talking about in a second, with different image as well. As you see, the details are pretty decent in these two pictures: my camera, my bag, even this, I don't know what it's called, but it's a kind of lamp that you can bear with yourself in the darkness whenever you need to shine through the street, that hopefully no one is gonna crush you with the car. So and also how it understands the differentiation of my watch and also my hand wrist here in this image. And I did the same thing for here. I did a character reference to have my character in the same style in different perspective, to see it from back, from the left side, from the right side, and also front view for a very decent form of having a character to implement it in any kind of the scene. So with our, I know that you want to see the prompt, so I just copy pasted here to see how it's work. And my workflow is, so there's two different prompts here that we use. One of them was for making the character, and the other one was, the left one is for making the style of the character, to make the form of the character, and the right one is for making the 3D character render design as adjustable CG character reference for using in any kind of scene that you wanted. So as you can see, I think a lot of you, hopefully a lot of you have been saw the previous video I made for YouTube. On that video, which is kind of, I should say old, because it was a kind of couple months ago, and I'm so sorry because I'm so super busy, so I don't have a lot of time to make these kind of videos, and I really want to be more committed to making more YouTube videos, but here we go, here we are right now. So if you saw my first video, you can see the style of prompting is different. Just for reference, I have it here to mention it as a reference. And on that video, we talk about blockage of every type of prompting. So the blockage is containing different parameters when you want to working with any type of prompting. So you shouldn't have to be a prompt engineer to make a good prompt, but if you have understanding of your blockage, you can definitely have more consistent, more solid, more accurate prompting through your working, so you can have a better result in the end. What we talked about was the style, medium, subject, action, environment. If you have a color scheme or any kind of scene prompts or any kind of lighting that you are thinking about, and also composition of your image, which is a kind of huge subject. I know if you want to talk about each parameters that are here, it's going to be a lot of videos and different segments and different videos, which I'm really hope to have a time to make more of it. But just for reference, I can copy paste it here so you can have it. So just for reference, this is not the same type of prompting, because if you do the same type of prompting, you often can see it almost in most of the places or most of the creators who are interested about AI workflow, that they're working with this blockage form of prompting, if you understand what I mean. And when it's coming to that type of prompting, you can see that maybe a prompt can be a figure of a person in a black t-shirt, which is standing in front of a mirror in an elevator, and he or she taking a picture of itself while the right hand is upper aligned with the head, or blah blah. So and it can be this as what we have here as a blockage of or prompting. It can be like different parameters from the perspective as slightly above the head of the characters, the lighting is soft, and etc. But for most accuracy, to have the most accuracy through the working with AI, what I want to do was that I'm changing my prompt style from just a blockage prompting style to more solid style typing, which is called JSON. So JSON prompting, or if you're not familiar with that, it's called JSON prompting. So JSON prompting is a type of prompting that you work with different parameters in a different segment, which is more aligned with the language of computer. So when you work with this JSON style prompting, AI as a computer can understand your intention, can follow your leads, can obey your commands to understand what you are looking for and what is important for you, what are you looking for more accurate result. So it's going to be less try and error, I should say, in my experience, but it's more complex. I get it. It's not so sexy to see that type of prompting. It is not so eye-pleasing for most of the people. It can be even scary, but I should say it's not that much scary. You probably, if you read through it a couple of the times, and I'm going to be copy pasting these two prompts for you on comment section, because if you use it exactly as is, it should be work in all of the circumstances, regardless of what you have and regardless what you are working on. These are straightforward general prompts that I designed, and if you, as I say, if you just copy paste it in your workflow, it should be work. My recommendation is to not do that. I know it's going to be mostly time consuming for a lot of people to start and prompting from the beginning, but I would suggest that at least for very start of the process, just start to have your intention and implement your intention through your prompt designing, so you can have better and deeper understanding of what you are doing. It's really crucial, I would say. It's really important. I would suggest that have this understanding. So JSON prompting, that's back to the subject. So JSON prompting is different and it's more accurate. It's more reflecting the computer language. What you can see is that it's often start with bracket and should be close with the bracket as well. There's a lot of semicolons, there's a lot of commas, there's a lot of all type of this punctuation that you can use, from periods to colons, from bracket to parentheses, or even using a quotation mark. These are basically indicate for the computer what you are talking about and what you are looking for. So it started with bracket, it's finished with the bracket also. I suggested that using commas in the previous video, and this is basically because you can separate your lines from line to line. It's the same principle here, almost the same principles here. And if you want to separate your parameters, you can use commas here as well. So this is a very basic, super beginner description of how JSON prompting is working. So if we just focus on the very first line, which is going to be indicating what is the medium that you are intending to. You remember we talk about blockage of the prompts, so it's the same principle. In the very first beginning of the line, you should indicate what is your intention for this prompt and how it should be indicated and be explorable through different style that you are looking for. For my intention for this video, be focusing on stylizing 3D character render. So this is why you see the render type is stylizing 3D character. By the format, what you can see is that it started with a quotation and saying what you are talking about, rather if it's like lighting setup, if it's texture, or if it's composition or whatever, which is, but for the first line, it's rendering type. So this is what I'm indicating to AI, that my intention for rendering type is quotation, colon, quotation, stylized 3D character render. This is how you go with it, super accurate, and AI can understand you as well. So if the interesting part of JSON is that you can explore more even in one parameter, in one segmentation of prompting. So the whole this part is just from the bracket, from the start of the bracket and to the end of the bracket. So this is, if you are familiar with HTML coding, so it's kind of the same one. Approximately, I don't say it's 100% same, but approximately same principles, I would say. So the first quotation is for the whole JSON prompting. The second quotation is for the parameter or the segmentation of your prompting. So first quotation, second quotation, and then the quotation, close quotation here is about to close this segmentation. So the whole part of this is the segmentation for my style. And the beauty of JSON prompting is that whenever you use it, you can have different lines, you can indicate different intention and different demands from your AI to command what you are looking for, what you want, and what you are expecting to see in the end of the day. So by this, I have two parameters that I indicate to my AI: render type and also reference static. Both of these parameters has been indicated to AI, and also what I did was that I made a negative parameters also to say what I don't want, because if you give a free hand to your AI, it can be explore a lot of the things that you are not intending to. It's going to be leading you to use your credit with any type of AI language that you are using. In my case, I'm using Adobe Firefly boards because I think it's the most robust and most suitable form of using AI actually, and it's super user-friendly also. But regardless of your platform, if you don't want to just lose your credit because of just you wanted to explore, so it's also important to go through the negative parameters also. So I hope that you may make a note about it and have it in your mind. Be very cautious when you are prompting, not just saying what you want, but also what you don't want. So in here, the parameter is with the false, and the false, it's the negative for sure, and the positive is the and true is a positive parameter for or code for using this parameter. So what I did was that I don't want a photorealism. What I need is 3D design character, a Toy Story form, a form that we have been saw, a sculpture of making from, I don't know, slimes or whatever. So the second parameter, the second part of it is the subject identity for making it happen. So what I have is, for subject name identity, was that I made it to lock some of the things that was important for me. For example, preserving from the reference, which is important. I had a reference image, my image. So I told to my AI that preserve my details from the reference image. So this is why you saw that every detail was accurate and applied in the result. Also, I asked to keep exact posing and body language, so don't explore it. Expression, gaze direction, hairstyle, or hair color, skin tone, all of it has been applied here for a subject identity lock. And this is what we can see also in the result. So this is why we have it as accurate as is. It goes on with the clothes and also the accessories from the original image. Just to fresh up your eyes, once again, you can see it has my tattoo, it has my shoes color, it has my form of polo t-shirt, which is a zip in the and above, and it's here also. So there's a lot of accuracy in both of these, especially for this one. The only differentiation that you can see here is that my hats say timeout, which is a timeout. For now, it's confidential, I think, or maybe not. And the other, but in the picture here, you can see it's saying Hue Summit. So, but it was okay, you know, it's okay. It's not super, like I see the overall image, and most of the times when you are working with AI, you can see the accuracy is not as much as you're expecting. But here, if there's just one slightly change or slightly differentiation, I'm fine with that. But you can change it. You can, of course, have this image as a reference image and just modify it as you want. And it's really easy. You can just click on your image, you can choose edit. And my recommendation is to go with Gemini Nano Banana 2.5 or 3.1 at least, to make adjustment as you want. You can also remove your insert or change the text that is here. But the whole idea for this video is not to talk about just the workflow of Firefly boards, but we are talking about mostly how you can think more linear through working in AI workflow. So this is why I'm not focusing on working with different bottoms here. So back to the prompt. So I made also consistency rule parameters, parameter to have the character. And saying here, what I'm saying here is the character must be remaining instantly recognizable as the same individual as you see in the reference photo. So to not reinterrupt facial geometry, age, or building, or what it can be read through the AI. And prompts goes down to different details. So it's about detail, I should say. You have to think about details from the material. I hope that you can now you can have some understanding of how you can read through these texts from top to bottom. So there's a material parameter. We talk about hair, fabric, skin, also lighting. As I said in the beginning of the video, my intention was not to implement the lighting setup from Pharrell Williams cash in, cash out music video, but I want to have a natural lighting and just having a single soft direction, source, consistency with the reference image, soft, even minimal shadow crushing. I don't want to like crazy shadow of lighting on character face or whatever. And also it's continue with the environment, composition, and I don't see any part that I should mention here. I think you have a good understanding right now how it's work. But in the end, as it's come to the end, think as like a line of queries from very beginning to the very end. So the queue should be very important one at the very top of the prompting, and as it goes down, you go with the things that is less prioritized on what you are looking for. So this is the prompt that I used for making this image, not the character reference, but this image has been made through this one, and you can see it here as well. So what I did was that I made the same concept, but this one was different. As you can see, it's more like a toy, as we discussed about in Toy Story style. So this is the more Toy Story style that I was inspired by. and I made the prompt in the same style of JSON, but this time, instead of saying it should be a 3D character design of a sculpture, it is more stylized through the 3D CG character rendering with the plastic toy figure static. And details are kind of different, but in the like the whole image, the bigger picture, it's approximately same say. Once again, approximately, not 100%. Let's see this one also. I really love and like how it's been made, the connection between the joint, how the character, it's so plastic, it's so toy style, and how the details have been worked. As you can see, even like the shape of iPhone is totally same. The watch is very similar, I should say, and even like the bag has been worked, but the only thing that I can see here is just interpolate my little lamp, which is attached to my bag, to a key here. So this is the slight differentiation that we can see here. But this one, the result is amazing, I should say. Even the shorts is the same color, and shoes is the same color. Details are very, very similar. I didn't change the background in this one to just show how we can work with the background. And I'm going to be copy pasting these prompts for you on comment section so you can apply it in your workflow. So by continuing on this, I will hopefully wrap up this video as fast as possible. So just, you remember we talked about modifications. So for character reference, there is another prompting. So this is one of the prompts. This is the prompt that I used for stylizing 3D character render reference. And what I said here was that output type should be character reference sheet, turnaround from different views, from front views to 3 to 4 views, side profile, back view, and also has been worked with, I think one of the part that was important for me was that to just keep the result as sharp as is. So this is why we don't have any motion blur, and I was kind of certain about it, that I want any like chromatic aberration effect or any grain or any type of additional effect on character reference. But you can definitely copy paste my prompt, especially the output type is necessary to have it, and the rest almost kind of the same in consistency of the character, material that have been used for the character, posing also, and the rest of the style. But this part was the crucial one, to have this 3D character reference design, as you can see, it's just follow the leads, very, very accurate and very good in the process of making this AI. So, but very snabby pointing out to how we can modify and adjust if needed. For example, because I had this image of myself in a mirror, I got this character reference with all of this accessory that I had from my bag, my phone, my camera, and everything. But super simple, I can load my prompt so you can see. So it's a really super simple prompting that I used. Now it's simple because you know more advanced prompting style, which is awesome, and I'm happy for that. Here, what you can see is that in a very simple line, what I did was that I came here, edit, just choose Nano Banana, and this one was 3.1, as you see. So and you can see it here also that I choose Gemini 3.1. So what I choose was that to keep the character consistency, no stylizing. I just say remove the phone and the bag and change the pose as a 3D character reference. So this is what came out from the reference image that I had here. So as you see, the prompt here was the JSON prompting that we talked about. I just loaded to show you the evidence of my workflow. Of course, you have trust on me. So this is why you are here. And what you see, what you see is that I didn't change aspect ratio. We can go with the higher resolution definitely, but I find 1K is most like most robust workflow right now on boards. If you intend to have more huger or bigger result, you can definitely go with a bigger resolution in your workflow. Here is the same. As you see, I made my character reference images with using JSON prompting, and I'm going to be copy pasting these two prompts that you can use wherever, however you want, regardless of what you have as a reference image. I think if you're going to be implemented in your workflow, you can definitely have very interesting scene for making any kind of animation movie or videos that you want to make. As you see, I made my character in different scenarios and different type to just show how it can be usable, how it can be so creative when you're working with this kind of characters, because character is very important. I mean, not just important, it's an essential part of like making any kind of video or whatever you want to make. So if you understand very solid how you can make your character, you can almost do whatever you want. This is what I really believe that I'm saying. So by that, I hope that you find something usable and useful for your AI workflow. Generally, go out, do your creativity. I can't wait to see what you have been working with. Please share your results with me. Please share your whatever you made on YouTube or Instagram or whatever you sharing your stuff. Please paste the link of it on comment section. I will definitely look at it. We can talk about it. If you have any question, please let me know about it. And once again, thank you very much, guys, for the love that you show to my previous video. That was beyond my expectation. Definitely, I didn't have any expectation that so many people are going to be watching that first video. So I really hope that I can find more time to make more videos like this, guys. And please let me know if you find it useful. Have fun.
Thank everyone! Do not forget to subscribe for more upcoming exciting tutorials!